Yo, check this out. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Mr. MKL here. Hi. Welcome to the digital basement, right? I've moved. We're in the middle of the desert for some godforsaken reason in the middle of the summer. Yo, what is up, my friends? I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know if you can hear me all right. We're here. It's official, guys. It's the Indie Dev Gallery. We got some cool stuff going on this weekend. I am glad you could all join me and kind of check out a little bit of what's going on from home. We're doing fun stuff. We got a stamp rally going on. Niche Fighter Friday, that's right. So in here in the booth, man, we got a bunch of great indie games. We got 14 fantastic indie fighters. If you're here, you're able to come through, play all these games, collect some stamps, collect a dope little indie Evo token, just as a token of our gratitude, if you will. But I hope everyone is doing well at home. I'm sorry y'all can't be here, but we made it. And hopefully in future years, y'all can come join us. But yeah, man, I figure I spend a little bit of Friday doing, we did, Brad. We got the fancy gold ones this year. Circle wanted to get it on breakthrough. You need that injected into your veins. Yo, we got, where are they? Are they over? That's Cooking Fist over there. They're over my shoulder. They're in their back. We got breakthrough down there. We got some folks grinding it out. But what I wanted to do is, like I said, bring y'all into the Indie Dev Gallery. It's not easy to really understand how dope this is from afar, right? So we wanted to give you a little sense of it. So we're gonna go through this. I have a little indie showcase for you all. Right? It is our not so official Evo indie stream. So we're gonna go through some of this. We're gonna take a look at it. But I hope everyone's doing well, man. I wanna know, what are you all excited to see this weekend, right? Because we have 14 games. We have Scramble Hard City, we have Battle Dudes, Bootsies, Heavenly Parasite, Consui Fighter, Netcode Warriors, Combo Devils. Knockout Arcade is here. Hit Puzzle is back again if you like some puzzle fighting. Royalty Free for All is here. Cooking Fist, Burning Souls, Breakthrough, and of course, Rush. 3D fighting games, man. I had to make sure I got at least one in here. So.
I already played one game.
We have a fantastic lineup, honestly. People are already going through and just enjoying and digging the games. But yeah, we have some returning favorites. Word, is that better? So like I said, we have some returning favorites. And we have some brand new games joining the fray. Excellent. It's kind of wild. It's kind of loud in here. We got Tokon running their stage right next to us over there. But man, we have you know what's amazing? So a couple years ago, when we didn't have the Indie Dev Gallery, I came through and still managed to find a ton of stuff here. Like a ton of the indies still came through. Went to the BYOC areas, were hosting their own booths on the main floor. So even without the dedicated Indie Dev Gallery, these folks were here doing their thing. And it's great because even now with it, we got folks who are like, no, we're still coming. Right across the way, I see Polyfighter. I've already been approached by a couple folks who were just like, hey man, I gotta check this out. You gotta check out my new game, right? It's great. It's fantastic. So it's like, we're holding it down here and we're doing what we can to support the indies, but these guys are not stopping. They will not be stopped. And I love to see it. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna do a little showcase here. I got a few games here that I want to show off. So yeah, let's start off. We got a little something old. We got a little something new. Right, we have 14 indie fighters here in the gallery. And we have some returning favorites from last year. So, I mean, part of what is really important about this is be able to tell the story of these developers and these games, right? So, we have something a little, something that we had last year. Pit Puzzle, a lovely pixel art puzzle fighting game. And Pit Puzzle is being joined by a couple of new games this year, which are also kind of have this lovely pixel art design. So, you know what? Let's take a look at what they've got cooking. So there we have it. There's our first little batch of games, my friends. We got Pit Puzzle coming back with a new character, a lovely crossover character, and of course, Knockout. Okay, yo, Beverly does know ball. Oh man, I said it before. If you give me a character with a like We Fit Trainer outfit, I'm there. And this is a whole We Fit Trainer character, man. It's so dope. I love seeing it. Yo, come on in here, man. How you doing?
How you doing? Who are we talking to?
We are talking to the stream, my friend. Grab yourself some mic.
Of course. Hello, friends. How you doing? Wait, I gotta be in there.
Yeah, there you go.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Yo, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Asama Dorius. We're Polyfighter, so a single-player roguelike fighting game. Mike was kind enough to play our game months ago, a very, very early build, and we just met in person yesterday briefly for 10 seconds, and such a cool guy already invited me to stream. This makes no sense. Like, this is the second time we talk.
I know, but yo, you're doing some great stuff.
Thank you.
It's important to show off these indie games. I was just saying, we have the dev gallery here, but you indie devs are out there doing the work anyways, even if you're not making it in here. So big shout outs. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much. You're all people, honestly. Thank you for putting this together. I didn't know about this, so for next year, let's talk and see, we can make it happen. But this is great. What you're doing for the community is something else. It's really special.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We're lucky to have you. We really are.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have you around here making games. So thank you for that,
Awesome.
boss.
Thank you. Cool. So let's chat maybe later.
100%.
Yes.
I'll come by the booth.
Good luck
we'll
with the
check it
stream.
out.
Bye, everyone.
Yo, what perfect timing. Just talking about the indie devs doing their thing and Osama runs by. So look, this is what the weekend's gonna be like, friends. It's gonna be a little gonzo. We're running on caffeine and no sleep. Right? Real devs, real humans. And I can't wait to have more indie devs out to this gallery because, like I said, you're gonna have to force me to stop doing this. So good. All right. Well, we had our first little group of games, right? Pit Puzzle, KO Arcade from Rylan. Rylan working on KO Arcade's been doing some really great stuff. It's funny, man. He's been doing this kind of like behind the scenes. Like they're not really out there on the socials doing the big pushes or anything, but they're working hard on a fantastic game. So go check out KO Arcade. Go check out Pit Puzzle. And of course, Bootsies, man. Bootsies was another game that the developer approached me last year at the Indie Dev Gallery, and we're just like, hey, man, we're running tournaments in the BYOC area. What are you thinking about this? Like, can we work together? And like, what is a way that we can get people checking out more indies? And I'm like, you know what? We got some ideas going on. And we were lucky enough that we were able to get Bootsies out here this year. Dragging me out, kicking and DP. It's gonna have to happen. So yeah, those are our first few games. Little something from last year, a returning dev, and then a couple new items that we got going on. Thank you, boss. Yeah, when you say Bootsies, that you know they're cooking. Heck yeah. Yo, Rylan, come here. Yo, we hop on mic. You want to hop on stream for a sec?
Hell yeah.
This is Rylan.
How do I never had one of these before.
Oh, you can just hold them if you want.
Good enough.
There you go. So this is the developer of KO Arcade.
Yep. Right here.
So, what's your game all about, man? I just wanted to give you a chance to talk to the chat and see what's up.
Hi, so I'm Rylan Keeley. I'm developer of Knockout Arcade, which is like this 2D pixel art game maker. I've been working on it kind of my spare time for about 4 years now, so it's great to finally be here at Evo, like actually at a convention, being able to show it off. Because I don't do a lot of marketing in my game, but yeah, I think it's very simple to get into, like it's very easy to learn. So it's got like standard like light, medium, heavy, and then it's got a special move button. So it works a lot like Smash. So where you have like a direction and a special move button, and then during the special move, if you do a motion input, that's how you get your EX moves, and that's how you spend your little bit of bar. So that's kind of like the sort of like main thing that kind of makes it different. Apart from like just being stylistically different, I also want to have a little bit of gameplay difference as well.
That is something that's so interesting to me. Like, what was the thought process behind using a motion input during the like active frames of the move?
So there's a couple like design like reasons for it. So one of the things I like dislike about motion inputs is that if you do them, oh my bad, I'll just hold. So one of the things about like motion inputs is that if you do them wrong and you mess up, you get a move that you didn't intend to get. Like you just get a completely different normal, and it like ruins your day. So one of the things I want to do is like during the special move gives you like a specific window of time, so you know when you're supposed to do the move.
Okay.
And so doing it that way like also gives characters like their own like motions. Like one of the benefits of motion inputs is that each character does different motions on the stick. Like Zangief has to spin it like that, and like I wanted to have a little bit of that in my game where like the game characters feel different to pilot. So I think motion inputs are one way that we can accomplish that as well. Also because like they're cool. I just like having motion inputs.
They're just fun.
Yeah, and of course like when I was starting off, like I didn't like really feel like I didn't like know how to program motion inputs, just like generally speaking. So like I don't know, I feel like just having a special button was just easier to program as well. So
like both a technical thing as well as just like an interesting design choice, right?
Yeah, especially, yeah.
Nice, I like that.
Also, like, it gives you, like, instead of having to press 2 buttons for an EX move, you get to, like, do a motion. for the X. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a different way of doing it, I guess. So.
Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can kind of do the fighting game thing.
Yeah,
and it's that's one of the things I love about indies is that you guys always explore new and different ways to do that. You're not so constrained by like the rules of general fighting game design.
We play our own games here, you know, we forge our own path. And another thing with Not Good Arcade is I'm hoping to get like a single player like platforming fighting kind of thing going on, which I have one of the levels demoable here at Evo. So
nice.
If anyone just like wants to try it out, they can, or if they want to try it out on Steam, the game's also available there. So because one thing I really like platforming games, and I thought like this would be a great way to like maybe like a platforming, like a fighting platformer.
Yes.
Less a platform fighter, more of a fighting platformer, like beat 'em up kind of game.
I like that
sense. So yeah, this is something I don't think a whole lot of games do. Like a fighting games, it's like, you know, it's a series of fights against the computer, which I mean can't work for a lot of games. But I wanted to like kind of try something different. It's like get like a new design space, and so yeah.
Amazing.
It's also why all the special moves are usable in the air because they let you change your air trajectory. So you can use that for kind of like the platforming elements of that. So
and honestly, like changing momentum and trajectory with moves is such a fun and cool part of fighting games, right? Like that kind of finite control really makes you feel empowered.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah.
Yo, well, amazing. Thank you very much, man. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
I have a YouTube channel, Jazzboy on YouTube. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it all that much. It's Rylan Keeley on Twitter, like Jazzboy KOA. I might use it more. I might just move to Blue Sky. I don't really know. I do have to get more into like social media stuff.
So. Join us on the Blue Sky.
I'll probably, that sounds like a good idea. But yeah, I have my YouTube channel. The game's available on Steam. And yeah, it's pretty much, I post devlogs every now and again when I have time.
Amazing. Well, yo, thanks so much very much.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, make sure to check out KO Arcade.
Thank you.
Yo, all right. How perfect. He was just right there. I'm like, I just got to pull him in. All right. So we have shown a few games now. So one of the things about indie fighters that I think people don't necessarily realize is that some of these games and developers have a very long history. Hide my forehead now. Like there's a serious legacy to some of these developers, right? I mean, we've had M. Paul Weeks, the developer of Scramble Hard City, is here this year. But they were also here at Evo several years ago with their other game, Tough Love Arena. Right? It's like some of these folks have been doing this work and have been making moves for several years. They're the Kansui Fighter developers, Circean Studios. They have been at work at their game. How long has Kansui Fighters been in the work for? Do you want to hop in on stream?
Like 15 years.
Yeah? 15 years. Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, right? It's like 15 years. It's been, and like, it's gone through a few different iterations, right? But like, to think that starting as a mobile game, right, you know, over a decade ago, and then has just evolved and built out PC version and new characters, so many new mechanics and like changes in the systems and design. Yeah.
Feedback from the community
all about that feedback. Yeah. Well, amazing. Yeah, no, that is dedication, right? Absolutely, XPs. Like, mobile games been around for 15 years. Hey, like, Reign of Legends about to hit 7, right, Brad? Like, y'all are putting in this work, right? So, yeah, there's games like I said, Scramble Heart coming from M. Paul Weeks. They have a long history. Kansui Fighter's been at this for a while. And my favorite thing, 2 years ago, I found a couple of young kids hanging out in the BYOC area with a laptop and a build of their own game. And I'm looking at this game. I spot it from across the way, and I'm like, heck yeah, I want Cooking Mama in my fighting games. So the Cooking Fist developers had their game there a couple years ago. They were like, nothing's gonna stop us. We're just gonna go. We're going to show people what it's about. We're going to get them to play and get the feedback. Last year, I spoke to them a little bit more, and they had been making great progress on their game. And then this year, it just seemed like it made sense, right? It made sense to bring them into the fold and have them show off their game Cooking Fist here. So when you see some of these games, you know, it's not necessarily just that somebody is like, hey, I just popped up out of nowhere. This is my first thing. These are like seasoned developers. These are developers who have an ability to kind of like, look at the feedback that they get back over a period of time and really synthesize that to kind of make the best game for you folks. So yeah, we have a couple other games here with a little bit of history. So let's go see who else is hanging out in the Indie Dev Gallery this year.
Do you hate installing games? Join us in Scramble Heart City for a new browser-based 3v3 tag team fighter.
Hi, I'm Keats. You might remember me as being a world-famous tag fighting game champion. I love tag fighters, but for a while, there's been a deep hole in my heart. That is until Scramble Heart City came along and filled all my holes. Now I spend 4 hours a day doing mix-ups as a guy named The Book.
Visit scrambleheart.city to experience the freedom you've always wanted.
I'm not just promoting the game, I'm winning its tournaments.
It's time to ignite your soul. Can you beat the heat? Does your soul yearn to burn? Step into the world of Aether and ignite your soul!
Nice. Well, yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back. That was a handful of titles, including Burning Souls. And we have the developer of Burning Souls, Maguma, right here.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? My name is Maguma. I am the developer on the 3v3 tag fighting game, Burning Souls.
Give me the rundown, man. What is Burning Souls about? I've seen this game for several years now.
I've been cooking in the lab slowly over time in the pressure cooker. Burning Souls is a 3v3 hyper tag fighter that is heavily inspired by its contemporaries within the genre, most specifically Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That has been one of my favorite fighting games when I was younger, and I still play it to this day. I competed in Evo last year for it. So I just kind of was like, I just want to play the Marvel 2 that I know I would want to play. And that was kind of the big driving ethos behind it. And also, like, who doesn't want to make a homie fighter, right? Who doesn't want to make fighting games with all the homies? So
awesome.
That's where it came from.
That's amazing, man. I mean, like, so you're a cosplayer.
As seen, yes.
Very clearly. So, like,
my glasses on.
What is it like working with? Because I mean, you have some characters in your game.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Cosplay. Well,
Yeah.
what was that? Is that just like love of the community, love of the homies?
Very much so. So like, pretty much everybody that's in the game are people that I do know and have a relationship with. And I think that one of the things that's obviously very fun is like, what if, right? Like, what if we were characters in a fighting game? What if we had cool moves? What if we had superpowers? Everybody kind of wonders that.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you give yourself the ability to make a video game, why not see where that goes? And that's kind of where Burning Souls kicked off. And like, again, everybody on the roster is pretty much inspired by someone I know, people that I'm friends with, people in the community. Like, obviously, people saw that Hell Pockets is in the game.
Yeah.
And that was basically one of those things where I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I would like to do this thing. I think it'd be fun. But also because some characters are very much, well, it's just them. Like, it's just Wooly. It's just Hell Pockets. Not, here's a character inspired. So that process is like, okay, well, what would you want to be? Who do you want to be in this game? How does that translate for you? So a lot of like the moves that you see him do in the trailer are things that he was like, oh, it'd be cool if I did this. Like, he wanted the dash. He wanted that teleport dash. He wants the Bloatia punch. He wants the teleports. So I was like, yeah, we can do that. And I think that makes it fun because like you get to see that person express themselves in this type of media, and that's really fun. Or like designing Wooly. Like, I've known Wooly for a long time from the YouTube channel and fighting games and stuff. So like there's a lot of time where it's like, I know he loves Akihiko in Persona.
Yeah.
He loves Vanessa in KLF. He loves the punch-in. He loves doing Galactica Phantoms. So like there's a lot of material to draw from.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I showed him the move list, and he was like, it's crazy how well you know. It's crazy how much you know. How you get it. It's like, yeah. And then even still, there's like, okay, here's what's up. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you think would be cool?
Yeah.
So like that process is a lot of fun to help bring people's ideas to life too, in that own right. And then just going wild. All the characters in the game go super crazy. I would be amiss to not like hype my favorite part of Burning Souls. So like the game's big deal is that everybody has these cool powers that kind of ignite as their passions kind of reach their peak of like of love. So every character in the game has what's called a max soul burst. It's a level 5 super that does crazy mechanic changing stuff, install moves, crazy effects that you wouldn't expect in the game. So like one of my favorites is Wooly's. It's called One Versus All, and if he hits you with it, it forces a happy birthday combo. So it drags your assist if they're alive into the match, and they get the hit too.
Yeah.
So like everybody does crazy stuff.
That is beautiful. Man, I gotta say. So where's the game at now? What do you see for Burning Souls in terms of the future?
So right now, Burning Souls, we currently have 6 characters that you can download right now if you go visit our website and go get the demo. You can play those 6. They're pretty well polished right now, pretty solid. You can do 2v2 local. We recently also added combo trials.
Nice.
I wanted people to be able to find a way to kind of see the vision of how characters are supposed to operate, get their combo routing, get their identity kind of figured out. And then here on the show floor, we have a couple extras. We got 6 extra characters that are fresh out of the oven. They still need some extra decorating, but it's a 3v3 tag fighter. You want to give people as many options as you can.
Need that variety.
And just kind of see how people enjoy it, see what needs work, see what needs polishing, because this is like my first showing of it in a professional capacity. And I've been hungry for years for people to just play the game and tell me what they think. So I'm being very bold by doing so and letting all these characters with rough edges out. But you know what? Sometimes you need rough edges out there so you learn what to polish.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, no better place than Evo and the Indie Dev Gallery to kind of do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so far, what has the response been? I know you've had some folks
So
come
far, it's been really, really good. Some people have seen some of the characters that are very clearly referenced. So, like, a lot of peeps are like, Hell Pockets? Wooly? That's been fun. Someone was watching our sizzle reel earlier. My brother was telling me, they're like, this guy's got weird stuff going on with his pockets. Kind of reminds me of Hell Pockets. It is Hell Pockets.
You might be onto something.
You might be onto it. But I think that's great that identity just shines out. It just comes through. You don't go there being like, I guess it's that guy. There's these elements that really clearly tell that it's going on. Justin came by earlier. He said that he was going to be checking out a lot of the indie games. So huge appreciation to Justin Wong. He hopped down. I was like, yo, this is some Marvel 2 kind of stuff. You're going to be right at home. And he was playing. He was experimenting. He was seeing wacky buttons and interesting things going on. So he really enjoyed that. So I'm grateful that he came and played it.
That's amazing.
And yeah, a lot of the other folks who've been trying out the demo at our station here in the back, they've all been having fun. Lots of people liking seeing what's going on, how crazy and zany it gets.
Yeah.
And like, but that was the appeal of hyper tag fighters, right? Is it's
Man.
those games can get wild and silly, and like that you want people to sit down and pick it up, and as they start pressing buttons, they're like, I could do that, I could do that, I could do this, and like that's making me really happy is to see people discovering the sauce in there.
Yeah.
And like I'm happy watching them be happy, and that makes me very full of joy. So I'm having a great time so far, and it's only day one, so I'm looking forward to seeing more people. If you're here at Evo this weekend and on the show floor, you can come play the game. We're also doing some fun little collectible card giveaways. So you can get little character cards of all the different characters that are available on our demo. And then on the backs of them also have move lists. So you have a little reference guide, and you can get up to 3 a day if you come by the booth. So
make sure you come check it out, folks. And for those at home,
yes,
where can they check out the game? Where can they find you?
You can go to our website, burning-souls.com. There is a link to the demo that you can download on itch.io in its current build. And then you can follow us on our social medias. We post content as we can. But you can. I try to update the build as best as I can, and I try to do nice, healthy patch notes so that people know what's changing, even though it's not out. And right now, I'm working on that online. So the goal is to get the game to an online state so that people can start playing with their friends more. But until then, there's obvious other ways. There's other ways you can play online with your friends on a local game.
We're familiar with the parsec. We're familiar with all that.
I low-key wanted to like bundle it in. I was just like, if you download the game, there's also just a parsec folder in there. There you go.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, amazing, man. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having me.
Have an amazing weekend.
Absolutely.
If you're here, guys, come check out Burning Souls.
Yes. Please stop by and ignite your soul.
Let's go. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks, boss. Man, amazing. All right. So, I figure this is a good way, right? This is a good way to kind of enjoy and celebrate and check out the space. I swear to God, is that an egg? It might be. All right, yo, like I said, that is just our second batch of games, man. We got some more. We've seen some kind of the traditional fighting games, right? And then there's always the eternal question. Is Smash a fighting game? Yes, guys. The answer is yes. But there are also some other platform fighters around. So we had a couple platform fighters who were here last year and are back again this year with more updates, more characters, approaching release. It is so exciting to see indie devs not only explore the traditional 2D fighter, not only the weirdo adjacent stuff, but also really delve into the world of flat fighters and offer something different within that realm. So let's go check out what some of the platform fighters are here in the
Combo Devils.
Okay. Back up. Oh, still your guy. Oh, God. Yes, sir.
This game is awesome. I love this game. Yeah, it feels very executional.
I am moving and I'm finding so much of what you can get off the chat.
We have actual links into combos like Magic Series, like Marvel's Capcom type shit.
I was playing more like a platform fighter.
I was playing more like a fighter, just like a 2D fighter.
Yeah.
No, this is peak. This is one of the best platform fighters I've ever played.
Delivery for ya!
Yo, there we have it. We got a couple of cool plat fighters. Man, royalty free for all, that is the kind of thing for me. I've talked about it for ages. Like, why are people using like public domain materials, royalty free materials, and like taking these public domain characters and then just doing this really cool, like their own character design on it. It's so sick. Yeah, I don't know. It's just such an interesting way to approach it. So royalty free for all is one of those games that are like, hey, if you play any kind of platform fighter, you're gonna understand what we're doing, right? And it's like it's even they down to their controller inputs, where it's like their button input. They have defaults that's basically like, are you a Rivals player? Use this. Are you a Smash player? Use this. Did you do Rushdown Revolt? Maybe this is the layout for you. It's so cool, right? I do love that, and yeah, it is. One could say that it is, I guess, a simplified platform fighter, right? It's not as dense as Smash or something like that, but it basically says, hey, all those cool things that you could do in Smash, let's intentionally mechanize them, right? Like wave dashing might not have been intentional in Smash, but it is here. And so I don't know. That's an interesting way to approach it. And then like slimming down the space and the choice of the size of the move list, I guess, lets players really dig into that. I don't know. There's something about the let this be the party plat fighter that we all remember. Like, I love me some Smash, but when I first started playing it, it wasn't about, right? It wasn't about all of the crazy tech. It wasn't about being hyper competitive. It was about pushing buttons with friends. And there's something about royalty free for all that really nails that. Yo, what's up, Rod? Welcome, my friends. Yo, I see some of y'all out there. I know you'll make it here. You'll make it here eventually. Torball, you'll make it here. We'll hang out in the Indie Dev Gallery. Rod, only a matter of time. No, Versus for Evo 2027? Punks. It's true. You also have new games, but I'm like, I'm bringing Versus. All right. Maybe one day, Warthog. It's totally possible, man. For me, as far as I'm concerned, I want to bring y'all out. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I could just pay to fly you all out and show your game, that would be what I'd be doing. But we make it work. Hanging out in the background, I know, right? Interviewing some devs. Yes. Versus 2027 with Amp from Punks. Let's do it, man. Let's get some crossovers going. Yeah, Brad. It is rough out there, man. That's one of the things about the Indie Dev Gallery, that we're like, we want to make this accessible and approachable for devs of all sizes, right? Like, we got some teams here who are full teams, our studios, and we have other folks who are like individuals in their basements. And there's a place for all of them there, right? And we got to make that work. And part of that is making it affordable. Yo, Rod, I'm intrigued by this concept. Mr. MKL and Latam, I got some friends down there I need to meet eventually. We might have to do a multi-country trip. All right, we got some more. So, oh, I will let you know, my friend. Don't you worry. So, I obviously think all of the games here are beautiful in their own right. They're all delightful. They're all gorgeous in my mind. They all have an interesting aesthetic. But there's a handful of games out there that are, I would say, kind of particularly visually striking. They are games that almost always get brought up. Like people will bring them up to me and be like, why does this look so good? How did they manage to pull this off? Right? So we got a couple here that are maybe anime inspired, maybe quite visually interesting. Some of the teams working on these games are fantastic artists, and these things come in all shapes and sizes. But a few of these are very kind of like anime and American comics focused, right? So let's take a look at what some of these visually striking games are. Yo, there we have it, man. Those are some seriously visually beautiful games. And I am joined by the developer of one of these games.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Van Kill here. The developer, creative director of Netcode Warriors, the trailer you guys just saw. Very excited to be here at Evo again. This is like, I think this place is like one of the reasons I fell in love with fighting games. So it's great to be able to make something and kind of show it off to like the crowd here at Evo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really appreciate being here, man.
Yo, man, I appreciate you coming back out and showing off your game again. Like, Netcode Warriors and arena fighters in general, like, there's not enough. We don't have enough fighting game representation for arena fighters.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? And like, what do you think arena fighters bring to the table?
Yeah, so I think like historically, right, arena fighters are kind of like, I would say an underdeveloped subgenre of fighting games, primarily because most of the ones that get made are like licensed properties with very short time limits in regards to when the games can release. So they're mostly focusing on the kind of visual appeal of the games and not so much on the mechanical depth of them. And so that has kind of created this like relationship with the FGC where they don't really see them as real fighting games, quote unquote. So I grew up playing a lot of arena fighters. To me, the genre has like the potential, or that subgenre has the potential for like the most interesting movement and like neutral because of like how free the movement is compared to like your traditional 2D fighters and even like your 3D fighters like Tekken, where jumping and sidestepping sharing input. So like the amount of how rapidly you can move into and out of the foreground and background are like it's tech, right? It's not just like regular movement. Um, so I tried to get back into like arena fighters after I started playing competitive fighting games. Just didn't feel the same, and so I tried to answer that question myself. Like I think it all started technically. I made a YouTube video in 2019 called "Why Arena Fighters Don't Show Up at Evo," and like within my research for that video, I kind of was like, I feel like somebody could do it, right? Like I feel like there's something there that somebody could expand on, and kind of had to pull a Thanos. Like, fine, I guess I'll do it myself, right? And so 6 years later, a lot of trial and error. Like we're solving problems that don't even exist for most like game developers, right? Like in this space, particularly, like if you're making a 2D fighter, 2D fighters have been around for 30, 40 years, right? To some degree. So the kind of problems they're solving are mostly about like mechanical design, making your thing unique. But we've had to like start over multiple times because we went one direction. We're like, oh, this actually just doesn't make sense logistically, and had to like go in another direction, right? But yeah, we're very happy with the direction we're going in now. It's difficult though. It's difficult. We're trying to make sure the game is unique, that the characters feel unique. For me, presentation is a big thing. So like making sure the animations are fluid, readable, the character designs are interesting. We were able to partner with some phenomenal artists from different parts of the world. So we were able to get Kenji Watanabe and So Moriyama, who both have worked on the Digimon projects for Bandai, to design a bunch of characters, as well as Ivan Fiorelli, who's an Italian artist who was at one point like the main penciler for the Fantastic Four book at Marvel. So making sure we get worldwide talent, worldwide animation, like trying to make like the best looking fighting game we can, obviously within our means, making sure that it's really mechanically deep. There's a thing I think of like marketing for fighting games as for any kind of games, but like fighting games and action games specific. Like if someone's walking down an infinite hallway and there's screens, what's the most likely thing that's going to get them to stop and look at your screen for at least 30 seconds? And so to me, like the visual style of it, the stylizations, the cell shading, the animations, like the very anime inspired look for us, I think that was like the easiest direction to get that kind of result. And we're very, very happy with kind of like where it's at right now.
Amazing. Yo, that's good to hear. Like, obviously, folks can come through the Indie Dev Gallery and get their hands on the games, but I have people asking me all the time when they can play Netcode Warriors.
Yeah, man, I obviously can't like confirm or deny a release date right now. I will say we're trying to release it sometime next year. It's kind of what we're shooting for. I don't know if we'll do like a beta or anything like that. We're still kind of having those discussions internally in regards to like what's the best way to get like people exposed to the games.
Yeah.
I think coming out to shows like Evo and other shows, that we plan to attend to for now will be the best way to get your hands on it, to try it out. But the game is not finished. Like there's still a lot of mechanics we're adding, a lot of features we're adding. We're working very hard on the story mode. There's going to be like a full-fledged like story mode kind of experience. So there's just a lot to do. And anytime we need to take a break to like go to a show or something, it kind of unfortunately does take a little bit of time away from development time, right? So for us, it's just like trying to find a good balance of doing stuff like that. But we really want to get it into as many people's hands as possible, as soon as possible.
Get that feedback.
Yeah.
Find out what people really want to dig into.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, like when they try it, they're like, I didn't really get it at first, but I see the vision. And I think that's like the best compliment I can get, right, for it, is because, there are a lot of versions of it where we didn't even see the vision. So getting to the version that it is now, I think like even the build we had last year had like stepped animation, you remember, right? Yeah. We kind of had to step away from that. That was like an expensive decision to make, right? Of like, we go down this path. But I think going with the more smooth, curved out animations has been like successful for us. And you can multiply that by 20 other decisions we had to make that like went one way or went another way. So game development is tough. It's really hard, man. But it's very fulfilling. And we're very excited to be here. So.
Well, we're excited to have you, man. I hope everyone checking out the game. Really has a good time. Hope you get some great feedback.
Yeah.
I appreciate you kind of telling folks about it. Where can they find you? And are you doing any other events? Do you have anything coming up? If someone is willing to travel, wants to check out the game in person?
So we don't have any other shows planned for Netcode Warriors right now. Our next show is actually DreamCon in Houston in a couple weeks, but it's for our other fighting game, Saturday AM Battle Manga.
Right.
So I know a lot of people are very excited to kind of get their hands on that one as well. So yeah, if you're in the Houston area, I think the weekend of like July 10th, yeah, feel free to stop by and check out that other game, which is something we're also very proud of. So very busy time. You can imagine I don't get a lot of sleep, but you know, the grind never stops. Grind never stops.
Make sure you go say hi to Van, all right? Yo, thank you for swinging by, talking about it, my man. Enjoy your booth in. I'll catch you soon. Yes, Warthog, that's true. They are also responsible for the Saturday AM Pedal Manga, I believe. Yeah, it is Tag Fighter working with the Sat AM manga world of like properties, right? It's a whole universe unto itself, and they are working on that as well. So Sun Studios is very, very busy these days. All right, we've got a couple other games though that we haven't talked about yet. And this is something that I have to remind folks. I think you've seen the world of indie games and indie fighting games. And some people, I think, have the mistaken impression that these games are simplified fighters, right? You have things like Dive Kick, which was like, hey, 2-button fighting game. That's one of like the quintessential indie fighters. And then there's stuff like Fantasy Strike, obviously, right? And I think a lot of the indie fighting games might have moved in that direction. But it's easy to forget that there are a ton of like sicko games for sickos out there. And we got a couple here that if you're a 2D fighter fan or if you're a 3D fighter fan, you have a lot to really sink your teeth into. So let's take a look at a couple of the other sicko games for sickos that we have here in the booth this weekend. Yo, what's up, friends? Like I said, it's a little bit of a gonzo show today, but I am joined by, tell the folks who you are, man.
Well, it's good, y'all. It's Jay here. JTS. It's a pleasure being here. I never thought really that I would really make it this far, so it really is an honor to be here and kind of show off something that not even a couple days ago nobody really knew existed. So, and really just it's been great so far, and I'm really excited to see what like day 2 is like, especially.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
And yeah, and I, as much as I would have loved to compete in games like CPS2, I do feel like there is something more important in the matters of making sure that my platform grows because of this game, and just understanding how huge of an opportunity this is for me, especially. And and it's really nice that people like you try so hard to make sure that a lot of these indie developers who work so hard get noticed and get a platform to actually be able to do stuff like this.
Absolutely.
And I think that I appreciate above all else in really any aspect for any profession, really, anybody that really goes out of their way to make sure that everybody gets their due credit.
Yeah, no, everyone deserves the stage, man. That's been my whole thing, where I'm like, if I can crack that door open for someone, I'm gonna do it, right? So thank you for being able to make it out, man. Like, okay, so I've talked about Battletoads before, and it is a sicko game for sickos. This is a like no holds barred. We are the CVS2 that you dreamed of.
Yeah, I think to me, it's kind of a double-edged sword in the sense of like, yes, it's chaotic, a lot of really cool interactions, and at some point it can feel almost unstable for somebody that's trying to get in. But so far from what I've seen from people playing, they love just pressing buttons, seeing what the characters do, and when you're developing a game for so long, you get so caught up in the complexities and the nuances of certain interactions, frame data, hitboxes, stuff like that, that you kind of just forget, like, people just love seeing cool stuff. And at the end of the day, that's what games do. They make cool characters do cool things, and and even though I am largely trying to appeal to guys like me, guys who have played fighting games for years, play sicko characters like Vanilla Ice Age FTF, Rao, HNK, got characters like those, even though I'm catering towards that, it's a little different in the sense of like, you really do have to start at square one and think about the reason why we enjoy this great genre.
Absolutely. And you're right. I think pushing fun buttons and seeing cool things happen at its core is what we're here for, right?
Right.
And it's like, some of that means that we're doing the super intricate stuff, but sometimes it's big funny button, man.
It really is. It really is. And, at the end of the day, and not everybody is going to be like a super nerd like me,
right?
That's the most important thing that I need to consider whenever I'm making a game like this. It's not exclusively for just a guy like me who just presses buttons all day.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be for somebody who might have not played a fighting game before, or just has very limited experience, like people that are coming around here.
Yeah.
And every time, I see them play the game, obviously, they don't know all the mechanics. They don't know the absurdities and the ups and the tiniest details that I put into the game. But that's not really necessary. They still find it cool at the end of the day, and that's really what I want. I want somebody to play the game and come out of it thinking,
this is
and if that happens for me, my goal has been reached personally.
Amazing.
And that's really all I can ask for. And even going back to as far as like when my parents raised me, they always wanted me to just really understand that people just like seeing cool things happen.
Yeah.
And speaking of my parents, they brought me here in the first place. I cannot thank them enough. They're the reason why I'm here. They've supported me for so long, and they've taught me many great things. And honestly, part of it has translated over to fighting games, where you understand that you really do just keep it simple. You don't want to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
As a developer who has been doing this for about 5 years now, and I've been digging so knee deep into the complexities of everything, and then I just have to look at the bigger picture. And seeing all of these great games around here made by such talented artists, I feel like they are in the kind of the same boat. And I'm truly, again, honored to be here with these guys, especially, I've already heard of the games like Netcode Warriors, Scramble Hard City. I've heard of those games before. I know the pedigree that they have.
Yeah.
And to be in that same hall as them, it feels really nice. It feels really cool to think like, I am here, I'm legit, and the stuff that I put out with the help of my friends, with the help of my family that's gotten me to this point so far, I feel like it's a truly satisfactory thing, and it's truly something that I've been missing for a very long time. You know, this is the dopamine my body's been missing.
need that rush.
I really do need that rush. You know, hitting 79 hit combos on somebody, it just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Not the same.
I've done it too much now. If anybody that watches this stream knows anything about me playing fighting games, like, yeah, you know, I play, and I play. But at the end of the day, I'm really more of a creative.
Yeah.
I think everybody here is a creative. You're a creative.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone here is.
There's a little bit of that in everyone, man.
Yeah, definitely. And even more so, what I like with my games is the music side. I'm a composer, first and foremost. That was my original passion.
Okay.
Before I decided to develop fighting games some 5 years ago, I was a composer. Classically trained violinist of 12 years.
All right.
And really, what this also allows me to do is to kind of show that off as well. It's like everything that, you know, this is kind of just like an all-in-one encompassing package of my skill set. Especially in one stage in Battle League called Policy Hall. It's most of my best waltzes.
All right.
That are and you know, I just put that in the game because I thought it would be cool.
Yeah.
And you know, you have a sound test menu, and in the mini games, I arranged various classical music pieces, rags, appreciating the African American musicians of our time, 40s. So you know, it's just showing all of my appreciation for what I love in just one package, and overall, it's just, you know, really satisfying. And even with my fighting game jam submission, shout outs to everybody who did that. You were a judge on that.
Loved it.
That was literally the entire thing with my submission.
Yeah.
Just composition, music.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I mean, okay, that's interesting because I've always felt that there's been an inherent connection between like fighting games and the way we control them, and there's some level of musicality about it. Well, for you, as you know, who's someone who is classically trained in both music and developing fighting games, and obviously a competent player of them as well, what do you think that connection is about?
I think that connection is about understanding that it all has a technique. Everything that you do, everything that you set yourself forward to do, there's a technique to it. Very recently, when I came back from college, I took up bowling. I took up bowling with my family. I started bowling in leagues. I'm doing good so far. And you know, whenever you take up a sport like that, or maybe you take up anything with that kind of rhythm, musicality, anything with nuance and depth in it, it's all about everything has a technique.
Yeah.
You learn that technique. You set yourself technique, and it's not all simple. It's not all black and white. There's obviously nuances. There's spectrums. There's all of that. So understanding that, I think, made me realize like it's not as complicated as it seems, but it's also like I now know the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I understand now the real beauty of it all. Why I do this in the first place?
Well, that's amazing.
And you know, I like I said, you know, I also love what everybody else is doing here. It's great. It's great being in the same hall, seeing people come in, see what I do, and think, yeah, this is sick.
Yeah.
And like I said, a couple days ago, nobody knew the game existed. And for somebody who thought the game wouldn't go anywhere, I expected it to be like that. But now, this isn't even day one, and I'm already like, wow.
Yeah. Right.
And so it's like I really don't know what's gonna come next. I really don't. But I imagine it's gonna be good. And you know, I've had a lot of people that I've known for a while, like to look up to. Even going as far back as like going back to Riverside tournaments a couple years ago, like they've started to notice what I do. And you know, I got a couple of the guys in the CBS2 group. You know, they're gonna come over and try out my stuff, and that to me is like it's like a really like a full circle moment of all that I've worked on so far as a player and as a developer. And it's just really neat.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad that kind of like that's able to all come full circle here, right?
Really,
so thank you so much for coming out and showing off your game. Where can folks at home find your game?
So right now we are on itch.io, specifically jts.io/battledudes. It will be on Steam in about a month. I just don't consider it a fully completed enough state to put on Steam.
Fair.
Really, it's just extra stages. That's about it. There's not enough stages in the game. I think that's the one fault I'm going to give the game right now. It's just not. I just suck at making stages. Right now. I don't know what it is, but it's the environmental like landscaping of everything. I realize now it's actually a pretty complex game.
Yeah.
It's actually a complex thing, and going back to the other question, I realized everything has a technique.
Yeah.
I have to learn what a lot of the great artists did with making good stages. I need to understand what they did, how they did it, and how I can emulate it while also incorporating my own style and aesthetic. Because as you know, Battle Dudes has a very, distinct aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what people have said. It makes it stand out from everything else.
From the crowd, yeah.
Much like how all these other games, all these other great games, they stand out in some way. And Battle Dudes stands out in their own ways. So that's what I'm going to try to do in the future. That's what you can really expect of me. But in terms of the characters, the game design aspect, all that is pretty much set in stone.
Amazing.
Everything's done. What you see here is not going to be much different from the Steam release.
Okay, yeah, it's just more of the fun stuff.
More of the fun stuff, and yeah, there's tons of single player content too. With people have been discovering mini games, sound test menu.
That's right. I mean, break the targets. I love that you're just like, no. What do we do in fighting games? We can do it here.
Yeah, pretty much, and stuff like party battle. People, I want people to try out the party battle game mode. I'm gonna try to push for that maybe, but I do want people to experience the game just in its purest form first. So, yeah, pretty much it for me. If you have no further questions.
Yeah, man. No, that's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you swinging by and talking to the stream, and thank you definitely for coming out. I'm so glad that you can make it. And
all right, well,
the fact that we can give you the platform to kind of do your thing is what it's all
about. That to me is something I appreciate more than anything else. So, thank you for what you're doing. For the stream, for supporting, and anybody who might support me afterwards.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I'm going to get a lot of support afterwards, support that I've never seen before.
Right.
So, all of that, I will say, is just going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And really, it all starts with you, with noticing me in the first place. So, yeah, see. It
starts with these guys.
I guess, starts with a guy who has a lot of ambition and a dream.
There you go.
A lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just thank you very much.
Yo, amazing. Enjoy your boothing. I'll catch you soon, boss.
All right.
Yo, there we have it. Lovely little interview with JTS. Seriously, I was talking about visually striking games like Netcode Warriors and Breakthrough, and they are. But Battle Dudes is also visually striking. As he said, it has such a unique look, and it does make it stand out. And there is so much that you can do within the realm of the little scritchy, scratchy, stickmen stuff, right? There's a bunch of different ways that you can embrace that. And he's doing it great. Oofta. There you are. No problem.
Oh my god, just slip out of my fingers.
It's the giant pot of gold. Come see me for some Evo tokens. But yeah, friends, we are, like I said, we're running a lot of stuff here in the booth this weekend, man. We have 14 games going. We have tournaments happening all of Saturday and Sunday. We have the stamp rally, where you can win these lovely little things. Man, this is just a couple of the things you can do here if you come out to Evo and you come out to the Indie Dev Gallery. But for real, being able to walk around, talk to these developers, play the games with them, and just ask them directly is just, it's phenomenal. This kind of direct engagement is something that you don't always get. And sometimes this is literally the only way you can get your hands on these games. But at the very least, we can share with you a little bit from home. All right, friendos, here's what we're gonna do. I need to take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna grab myself a drink, but we're gonna come back and we have some more to talk about because we had a bunch of games at the Indie Dev Gallery last year who are not here this year, but have also been making some progress. So we got some news coming from those 2025 alum. So we're gonna check that out, but I'm gonna be back in just a minute. Stick with me, my friends. We've got more here directly from the Indie Dev Gallery at Evo. I'll see you in a minute. You're good?
Turn this in.
Ayo, friendos. We be chillin'. It is
What are these for?
the Indie Dev Gallery. Oh man. Year 2 of us here doing this. 14 indie developers showing off their games. We got a wide variety. We got some 3D fighters, we got some platform fighters, some traditional ones, like a solid 2D fighter. You like something like CDS, you're in store, man. You got it all on deck. So, what did we have on deck last year is the question. What has been going on with these games? And what are they up to now? Well, we got a couple updates. So let's take a little look back. You know, we've been enjoying checking out some of the new games here this year, but what were the other games from last year that were good? All good. Thank you so much. Will do. We got the most lovely staff ever here, man. Kind people helping us out. Let's take a look here, see though, friends. We got some reviews, some updates from games from last year. So let's go take a look.
Bring it on! Super Buster! Come and fight for me!
Okay!
Let's go! Run! Here comes!
Enjoy! Crossfire! Battle Frenzy! Explosion!
Yo, just because Andrea can't be here this year, just because Julio can't be here this year, doesn't mean we don't get to check out Exploding Judo Federation and Resistance. Smachu Games, the Frostfire developers, folks, they are hard at work getting their launch version ready. I know some people want more anime bullshit in their life, and it's on its way. Yeah, man. And then Hyperfight as well. JoDev has been making such great progress on Hyperfight. There have been a few playtests over the last year. They have been making some changes, getting new characters released. Definitely go check out Hyperfight 2. It's available on Steam. All of those games will be available on Steam. Some of them have demos right now. So yes, this is something I feel we needed to do this, man. We needed to bring the crew back into the fold. Yeah, that's right, Super HC. They just released a new character last week, right? So they are hard at work making that game. It is looking so dang good too. So folks, keep an eye out. If you want the Caro, if you need Froggos in your life, they got you covered. But no, not to be forgotten, right? We have a ton of games that have come through the gallery, and we got a few more here. So let's go reminisce about what was coming through here last year.
Mega Knockdown is a simultaneous turn-based fighting game. Every turn, players choose their moves in secret. Then these actions play out over a second or two, and the cycle repeats. You can play the game at your own pace. Because it's turn-based, you can think through your options without pressure or having to spend a lot of time in training mode. Smart use of blocking, movement, knockdowns, and spacing can all give you the upper hand. Every action has counterplay, so staying one step ahead of the opponent is key to victory. Mega Knockdown, available now on Steam Early Access.
Finally, pray.
Near.
Evade. Bring to heal. Gardens. Dark reflection. Huntress's last moon. Dark harvest.
Yo, there we have it, man. Just a few of the games that were in the gallery last year. Some of these got some updates, man. Shot One Fighters, they got their Kickstarter going. They made some good progress. Oh, man, those guys really popped off. Yeah. Schwarzer Blitz had some additions recently. Umbral Core is they're still working on that from out in Spain, I think. And so they have been, the Umbral Core devs have been making showings at various events throughout Europe. Yeah, man, so many cool and interesting games. Mega Knockdown still doing their thing. D-Hamster out there making new changes to that game, supporting the community. It's so great to see people really rally around it. And yeah, it's so great that they were able to join us last year. Unfortunately, not everyone can make it back every year, but we don't forget the homies. So make sure you all check out Shot One, Mega Knockdown, Schwarzer Blitz, and Umbral Core. Dude, if you have not played Schwab yet, What are you? If you're in this stream and you haven't played that game, what are you doing? Go play Shores of Blitz. But yo, most exciting, guys. We have a couple of brand new announcements, I guess. I mean, one of them, 100% brand new as of today. We got some news from the Dojo Masters dev. But we also have some news from Andrea Demetrio about Exploding Judo Federation. Let's go see. Let's go see.
Malfunction. Oh no, this is... Explosion! Explosion! Hack me like you've never hacked anything before.
Yo, can you believe another amazing indie crossover? Like, Exploding Judo Federation Cross Valhalla was not something that was on my bingo card. But yo, it's so good to see. Not only is so we have Pit Puzzles doing a crossover with Crosscode. We have Andrea doing a crossover with Valhalla. See, so the question is, where are the rest of our indie crossovers? I mean, we have so many like distinct little communities and super fans, where it's like we gotta connect those somehow, man. Yeah, it's delightful. But there you go. Yo, we got some brand new news. A new expansion season for Dojo Masters, who's every time they make a new fighting archetype, I am always so amazed by it. The Dojo Masters team are really doing something great with their character designs. That is if you've not played that game, that is a game with a very small button real estate, but holy heck, is it dense as ever. So go support them if you can, man. They're making cool stuff. They're continuously supporting the game. There's amazing single player content in there. So go enjoy it. Go support some indies, man. But dude, that takes us through it. That takes us through 14 devs here in 2026, as well as the slew of updates from the 2025 alumni. We're going to be doing some cool stuff here throughout the weekend. Saturday and Sunday sees us post some tournaments. We'll be streaming the top threes for those here. So if you want to check out some of the games and see how folks here at Evo are handling them, then definitely swing by tomorrow and Sunday to check out some of those top threes. And then, between events, we're going to have some interesting stuff. Maybe I'm thinking of trying to get some developers to fight each other in their respective games, right? What would you guys think about having the lead designer of Combo Devils face off against the lead designer of Royalty Free For All? What happens when those two meet in one of their own games? I think that'll be fun. So we've got some tournaments on deck, and some fun free play stuff as we're going as well. But right now, man, I appreciate y'all joining me for this little showcase. I think we're gonna run some stuff here on the stream. You can I hope y'all enjoy, check it out. I will be back a little while later to chat with some more of the developers and do a little walkthrough of this venue and this space. So, thank you for joining me, everyone. I do want to take a moment to just show off a bunch of our developers here. Netcode Warriors, Bootsies. We got folks just walking through, enjoying some fighting games. And legitimately, I hope that next year, a lot of you could come and join us as well. That would be fantastic. I think this is an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity for developers, and a great place for us as fans of these things too, right? Like, we got some of the nicest, coolest folks hanging out here, and I don't know, just making it work, right? It's so great to see amazing artists just make it work. And that's what we're trying to do here. So hopefully you can come through. Hopefully you can support it. At the very least, I hope you enjoyed a little glimpse for now. We'll be back in a while, my friends. Until then, enjoy your afternoon and go check out some of what's happening here in the basement. It is technically still the digital basement. Much love, everyone. I will see you in a little while, and I will see you tomorrow for some tournaments. Be safe out there, everyone. Enjoy our little stream reel that we have set up for you. There's some cool highlights in here. You get to review all of these trailers. Go check out all of these devs. Hit them up on Twitter or Blue Sky or YouTube or wherever it is that you live on the interwebs, and grab these demos and try these games for yourselves if you can, because they are fantastic. Anyways, I will see you all soon, man. Be kind, be gentle, and stay safe.
It's time to ignite your soul. Can you beat the heat? Does your soul yearn to burn? Step into the world of Aether and ignite your soul.
Do you hate installing games? Join us in Scramble Heart City for a new browser-based 3v3 tag team fighter.
Hi, I'm Keats. You might remember me as being a world-famous tag fighting game champion. I love tag fighters, but for a while, there's been a deep hole in my heart. That is until Scramble Heart City came along and filled all my holes. Now I spend 4 hours a day doing mix-ups as a guy named The Book.
Visit scrambleheart.city to experience the freedom you've always wanted.
I'm not just promoting the game, I'm winning its tournaments.
Combo Devils.
Check this out.
Okay. Back up. Oh, no, you're a guy. Oh, God. Yes, sir.
This game is awesome. I love this game. Yeah, it feels very executional.
I am moving and I'm finding so much of what you can get off the chat.
You have actual links into combos like Magic series, like Marvel's Capcom type shit.
I was playing more like a platform fighter.
I was playing more like a fighter. Just like a 2D fighter.
Yes.
No, this is peak. This is one of the best platform fighters I've ever played.
Delivery for ya!
poke. But dodges and hit him with the overhead. First one go for Melibor. Oh my, no, because he did use one. He goes for a DP wake up. Trying to walk in. Black hole comes save the day. Another black hole. He didn't walk through. He didn't realize. One more shot. Here it is.
Oh, goes for the install super. Now has to deal with these layered offensive options that you can do, using it to cover the weak points in your offensive pressure.
Back to the corner, then fight into the neutral spot. Back in the middle. Ooh, big cross up. That was a heavy delayed cross up. That just, oh my lord. Chigs with this air movement. You sure he doesn't know how to fly already? Because dang, Chigs, you are just in the sky forever. He knows the movement.
Oh my.
Okay, game 4. Unblockable. Chiz took a lot of damage from that.
Bert able to get out, goes for a cross up, not able to find it, but the eggs coming in, going for the bailout, forward weapon re-exerting, gets a low. Skull able to get the bailout though. And now a few traps set out by Jimmy, just controlling the space. And goes for the overhead. Crab is out, but we're gonna try to dodge it, and last hit for Dragon! Big whip on both sides, last hit! Last game, last round, last hit! Oh my god! And Orb is out for Dragon. And yeah, just poking away! And the poke does it! Jimmy advances on to grand finals to face off against me! Oh my god! Oh my god! What a set!
And this wonderful second place trophy.